Good morning. My name is Dr. Dantini, and this is another in the series of vignettes on medical problems which seem to have relationship to delayed food allergies. We're talking today about arthritis, which is a very common disease problem. It usually is in the form of degenerative arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, rheumatoid being fairly rare and degenerative being extremely common. Most people with age will develop degenerative arthritis, but the cause of most pain in the United States is related to some kind of arthritic problems, either traumatic or degenerative or rheumatoid-like arthritic problems. As many as 1 in every 6 Americans has some form of arthritis. While the medical cost annually is estimated to be about $51 billion, the total cost in pain and suffering and medicines taken is probably about $86 billion, which is a huge amount of money to pay for treatment for a very common illness. The greatest cost, obviously, is in pain and suffering. There are many treatments for arthritis today, most of which are fairly ineffective, none of which cure arthritis, and most people switch from one medical treatment to another and have over a period of years. There are several designer drugs now for arthritis, which, while fairly effective, leave us open to development of cancers and other disabilities related to altering the immune system. So I don't think for arthritis drugs are really the answer. What I found over the years is that delayed food allergies are a common cause of arthritis. Now, if arthritis is a problem, it may be related to something as common as what you eat. In my particular case, I had arthritis, degenerative arthritis in my right knee at the age of 35. As you can see, I'm not a young man anymore, and yet I've never had any surgery. And when I was able to look at this problem from another perspective, I decided that medicines were not going to ever cure me. I was facing a knee replacement at that young age, and I knew that if I had had a knee replacement, it would have to be replaced several times. The doctors told me, quite frankly, they thought at some point I'd have my lower leg amputated because the joint replacement would not hold after many replacements. And so I said, well, I don't think I'd like to go that route. And I tried to find something else that was common in my environment that might cause this. And sure enough, after inspection of all the literature available at the time, it seemed like that arthritis might be caused, in my particular case, by something I ate. So I set about to develop a test to see if I could identify what common things in my diet might be the problem. And sure enough, the problem was related to a very common thing in my diet, which was milk. I was brought up to believe that milk was a staple of life. At that time, I probably had 1 or 2 quarts of milk a day in some form or another, and it was considered good food. And I made sure I had as much good food as I could get. When I realized that that might be a problem, I eliminated milk, and within about 6 months, the pain, the swelling, all the evidence of inflammation and damage were gone. My orthopedics doctor was amazed. He said it's impossible to happen, and yet he looked at my knee and said, I can't deny that there's something going on here I can't explain. If this has any relative or relationship, relativity or relationship to something that you've been suffering, you ought to try and identify what foods, if any, are causing your arthritic condition. Because simply eliminating milk, in my particular situation, totally removed the problem, and I am 67 years old today, or this year, and I've never had a knee replacement. I ski and walk and run on that knee all the time, and it is perfectly fine. So what I'd like those people who are interested to do is to contact Sage Medical Labs and determine if foods are a cause of this particular problem for you. Because if it is, it's a much simpler solution than taking all of the medicines we've now developed, some of which have been taken off the market because of bad side effects, but none of which can actually make your knee heal or your arm or your hip heal. Now, to be sure, the caveat is once the damage is so great and your age is sufficient that you cannot heal yourself, certainly replacements are indicated when possible. But if this is a beginning problem or it is reversible, the only way I know to reverse it is to find out what the cause is. If the cause is foods, it's a simple problem to eliminate. So I highly urge you to contact Sage Medical Labs.